Hello and welcome every single person out there. We are about to start our Make It Fitness live workout. Thank you very much for joining me for this lunchtime workout. It's a lovely side outside, so the view's beautiful. I'm in the Cotswolds with the views over the lakes is amazing. So thank you very much for giving up some of your time wherever you might be for joining me for this lunchtime workout. I say my name is Gleed. This class is going to be a conditioning class. What we're going to do is take you through 3 rounds of workout. Each round, we're going to do 2 circuits of, which means that you can learn the exercises and then start to challenge yourself on them as well. What we're going to need is a little bit of space. You may want to have a mat nearby you, or a towel or a jumper which you can put down on the floor just to make you a little bit more comfortable for some of our floor-based work. I'm going to take you through a warm-up. We'll do the 3 rounds of exercises and then take you through a cool-down as well. So once you've got yourself all set up, let's begin the workout. Just by starting to open up through the arms, just create a little bit of freedom through the shoulders. You're just taking the arms into a diagonal position, just pulling the elbows back slightly, starting to feel like your shoulder blades are coming closer together each time those arms go backwards. Now what we're going to do is going to rotate from side to side, just pivoting off the feet, and just start to adjust your weight, transferring from one side over to the other. Start to allow your arms at shoulder height just to rotate through the torso. This will just help free you up a little bit more. We're ready for some of the moves that we're going to be doing later on. The first round of exercises is focused predominantly on legs. The second round is going to be focusing on your core. And the third round could be a little bit of a tricky one. That's where we're going to start to work on your cardiovascular work, so your fitness side a little bit more. Let's just take into a little half squat, so lowering your hips down towards your heels. That third round, when it starts to come through together, we are going to try and challenge your fitness quite a bit. So you can pick a few options. I'll give you progressions. And I'll give you some options to make the exercise a little bit easier as well. So just keep lowering your hips down towards the floor, getting a nice deep range of movement, just so it starts to feel comfortable. Okay, good job. Shift those legs out a little bit. Let's create a little bit of space behind you. I just want you to take yourself into a deep backwards lunge. The goal here is to lower your back knee down towards the floor and keeping your back straight. What I want you to think about is maintaining your eyes looking straight ahead. Now, whether that be at a screen at head height, or find something in front of you that you can keep your eyes looking at, that will just help keep your spine straight. Often, if we look down towards the floor, this is what starts to happen. You start to lean forwards as well. So keep your back nice and straight just by keeping something looking forwards at. Okay, just shake that out, loosen up a little bit. Let's get your heart rates up a little bit more. Take an imaginary skipping rope for me. Just start to push yourself off the floor. I want to get your heart rates up so you are fully prepared to work hard straight away. We're just going to build up a little bit of fitness in some of these rounds. I've got a little bit of an extended warm-up, just purely because the first exercise, we can progress this into being more challenging on the second circuit as well. So it's going to be a lateral shuffle, which means you're going to move from side to side, so just a little bit of space needed. Okay, just scissor the legs, so 1 foot forwards, 1 foot backwards, and still pushing off the floor. Okay, let's take those jumps just from side to side. Again, just pushing off the floor. We haven't got too much high impact work happening in today's workout, but it's always good just to get a bit of agility work in here as well. Good, just keep that going, fully keep going. Just going to turn off the timer here. Okay. Good, okay. Let's take a little punch combination. So it's a jab, cross, jab. We're going to jump 180 degrees and again, jab, cross, jab. Now, as you start to throw these punches, you're aiming around about head to shoulder height out in front of you. And I want you to pivot off your feet again. Just giving yourself a little bit of mobility in the ankles, also through your hips. And it starts to get your shoulders working. Because we've got a few exercises today. We're going to start to work the upper body, which means that we need to make sure that all those back muscles, shoulder muscles, and chest muscles are all prepared for the work ahead. Okay, loosen yourself up a little bit. Let's take some knee strikes. So reach your hands up high, drive your knee over to one side of the room, pivot and take yourself over to the opposite side. Now starting to drive those knees into a big range of movement, we'll just start to get your heart rates up with this dynamic move, and at the same time get some really good flexion and extension into the hip, which is really important, especially as we're doing a lot of seated work or watching TV, maybe a little bit of sunbathing at the moment as well. Okay, loosen yourself up. 45 seconds. Let's take a lateral shuffle to the side. We're going to reach across, touch the floor, bring yourself back and over to the opposite side. Now, if you haven't got much room, You can literally move from one side to the other. So it depends on how much space you've got. If you can, try and put a little bit of travel in there. Try to keep your hips down low. So think about that athletic stance. You can see my hand is reaching across my foot, and then I'm trying to get my bum down low, and my chest stays up high. So just think about those half squats that we did, and those lunges. We were focusing on keeping your back to be straight. And I want to do this again. Keeping yourself moving. Last couple of movements here, and relax there. Okay, next move is a walkout. Let me give you a little demonstration. You're going to hinge from your hips, walk out with your hands into a press-up position, and then push for your hands and stand yourself up tall. Okay, 45 seconds, come and join in. Hinging from the hips, walk out into a press-up position, then push for your hands as you bring yourself back up again. Roll the shoulders back at the top. Good. Strong press-up position. Bring yourself all the way back up so your back is straight again. Now, as I said, we're going to do 2 circuits of each round of exercises. So we will do these again. Now, if you wanted to, for your last 15 seconds, you can add a press-up into these. It depends on how intense you want to make the workout. If you want a little bit more upper body work now, that press-up can be done on the knees. Or it can be done, okay, relax there. Next exercise is going to be a crossing balance lunge. So this is like taking you into a bit of a curtsy position. So the back knee goes down towards the floor, but you're actually stepping behind as well. So your knee crosses over around about ankle height. So 45 seconds, come and join me for this crossing balance lunge. Now, one of the ways that you can start to develop this a little bit more is you can start to use your arms just to help counterbalance your body weight, and it allows you to give yourself a little bit more control in your movement as well. Good, you're doing a really good position here. Keep nice and steady. Keep working strong. Good. Lowering the hips. Back knee goes down just behind, crossing over around about ankle to calf height, and then step round and behind you. Keep that deep range of movement going. This shouldn't feel too taxing in terms of cardiovascular work, so your fitness should be fine. Just starts to get that good joint movement as well. Okay, let's do the 3 exercises again. Lateral shuffle, the walkout, and the crossing lunges. Starting in 5 seconds, give me an athletic stance. A little bit quicker this time if you can, if you want to push your heart rates a little bit more. Let's get moving. Get down nice and low. Use that deep squat position. I want you to challenge how deep you can get your hips while keeping your back to be straight as well. That's your task. Try and push off the feet as quick as you possibly can, so it challenges your fitness as well. This way, if you've got any dogs at home, they're going to love watching you move like this. They're going to be jumping up at you as well. Try and get the kids involved if you've got them with you. You can always grab hold of the kid, use it as a weight as well. That could go horribly wrong if you've got big kids as well. 5 seconds to go. Okay, relax there. Walk out, so hinging from the hips. Hands come down into this floor position. Down into your plank position is your goal. Options are knees, and then a press up, or doing a full press up, and then walk your hands all the way back up. Let's get moving. 45 seconds. You pick the intensity you want to. We have got some press ups coming in later on. So if you just want to do the walkout at the moment, that's absolutely fine. You can pick the intensity level that you want to. If you want to add in a press up, then that is an added option of progression. You pick the intensity you want to work with. Hinge from the hips, walk yourself out into that strong plank position, then push yourself up into that tall position again. Making sure that you roll your shoulders back at the top of the movement. Bring yourself up, reset the shoulders, and relax there. Crossing balance lunge. Okay, so we're going to lunge behind you, step back up again, maintaining that balance. You're looking for stability, so keep yourself as tall as you possibly can. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's cross. Good. Step together. Good. So depth of the knee going down towards the floor. If you want to use extra load here, so if there are any dumbbells in your house, this is where you're grabbing the children and trying to hold them. Pick up the dog. I've seen loads of people trying to do workouts with books in their backpacks as extra load. They've been trying to hold their babies or hold their animals. Lots of people try and find different ways to start to challenge your load a little bit more. But we can't often do some high impact work. This is low impact, safe, stable, and strong positions. Last 5 seconds. Then we're going to go down to the floor, and we've got a hand release presser. Okay, grab your mat, grab a towel, grab a jumper, something that makes you feel a little bit more comfortable, or go hardcore on the floor. Okay, first thing we're going to do, lie yourself down on the floor, hands underneath the shoulders, tuck your toes under, let's push up, down to the floor, release the hands. Go again. Each time, I want you to take the hands off the floor, and then push in one fluid movement straight up out of that floor position. So try and keep your head, shoulders, and hips all moving at the same time. These can still be done on the knees as well. Just release the hands. So you take the hands off the floor, then push into the floor to get you out of that position as well. Good work. 5 seconds to go. And relax there. Okay, we're going to take into a side plank. So elbow underneath the shoulders, feet stacked upon each other. We're going to hold a side plank position, and then what we're going to do is we're going to rotate underneath the torso, and then lift yourself back up tall. Okay, come and join me. 20 seconds of work here. So rotating underneath the torso. So think about reaching your arm underneath your armpit, and then bring yourself back up to that strong plank position. Good. We're going to do 20 seconds here, then a really quick transition to the opposite side. So this will be the last repetition. Quick transition, straight into the opposite side. Side plank for me. Rotate underneath, bring yourself back up tall. Good. Just over 10 seconds of work to go. Keep the hips high, reach your arm right back up towards the ceiling. And relax there. Okay, lie down on your backs for me. We're going to do an exercise called a heel drop. I need your head and your shoulder blades and all of your spine rested on the floor. Lift your feet up so your knees are directly above your hips. And you're going to lower one heel down towards the floor. Come back to the center and then over to the opposite side. These are your heel drops. Now, if you wanted to make this exercise a little bit harder, you can lift your arms up above your head so you start to stretch and lengthen the abdominal muscles. To make it harder again, instead of working with a bent knee, work with a straight leg and then over to the opposite side. Now, the longer your limbs start to move, the harder it's going to be. So if you ever want to feel like you're starting to struggle a little bit and you want to correct your form a little bit, then just bring those knees into a slight bend as well. So you've got the options here. Last 5 seconds. And then we'll do all 3 of those exercises again. Okay, let's turn you over onto your foot. First exercise again is your hand release press up. So you pick the intensity. These can be either done on your knees or on your toes. Every single time you take your hands off the floor. So transfer your weight forwards over your hands. Lower yourself down to the floor. Release the hands. Push into the floor into a strong position and lift yourself up. Every single time, think about breathing out as you push away. So breathe out as you exert, inhale as you lower down. Out as you exert, inhale as you lower down. Releasing the hands each time. As soon as the hands make contact with the floor, push right through the floor to bring yourself up into that strong plank position. Option on the knees is still there. If you start to fatigue, go to the knees. Good, last 10 seconds of work. Good, let's get one more repetition in. And over to your side plank. So, elbow onto the floor. Feet stacked upon each other. We're going to hold a strong side plank position. Rotate underneath after 20 seconds with a quick transition over to the opposite side. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Reach up and rotate. Think about reaching your hand underneath the armpit, and then extending right back up. Just give me that little pause at the top so you get back to that perfect plank position as well. Making sure your hips are up, hold strong. Last repetition. Good. Here's your quick transition. Over to the opposite side, straight in again. Lift yourself up, reach underneath, and then bring yourself back up tall again. Good work. Keep that rotation. Try and get the shoulder to come all the way around, parallel with the floor. Last repetition here. Good. Okay, lying on your back, heel drops coming up. Knees directly above your hips, head and shoulders resting onto the floor. Arms can be extended, or the arms can be down by your side. From here, lower your heel to the floor and back up again. These are heel drops. Just dropping the heel down towards the floor, return back up. To make this harder, a longer leg. So the longer the limb is working, the harder it's going to be. So you can still do the same action. Arms above the head and the legs out straight is going to be your progression. Do that long stretch. Keep looking up towards the ceiling. Think about trying to push every single part of your spine down into the floor, the mat, the carpet, the grass, wherever you may be doing this workout. Try to push your spine into the floor to help stabilize you. Good. And relax there. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the mat, just so I've got a little bit more room. The next exercise is called a thruster. Here's what's going to happen. It's like a half burpee position. So from this press up position that you already know, you're going to jump your legs in and just start to think about getting your back to be straight. Let's go. So jump out, jump in, straighten the spine for me. Jump out, jump in. Now you might need to be a little bit higher, and that's absolutely fine. All I'm looking for you to do is to straighten your spine. Now the best way to do this is to look straight out in front of you. If you look towards the floor, what you're going to get is this rounded back position. We want you to look straight ahead every single time. So jump out, jump in, bring it back to a straight position. Just over 10 seconds to go. Good. Last repetition. Good. Okay, take a little breather. Shake up the arms, shake up the legs. We're going back down to the floor. It's an exercise called a kick sit. Hands down to the floor in front of you. You're going to pivot off your forefoot, sit sideways to your hands, come back to your feet, and then over to the opposite side. Now, if you wanted to lift a hand, that's absolutely fine. If you have got good mobility in your hips, you might find that you're able to stay with both feet on the floor and both hands staying on the floor, which is great. If you need to, feel free to lift that hand up and the leg can be up as well. So it depends on your range of movement. If you've got it available, keep your hands down. If you need to create a little bit of a counterbalance when your leg is out and your hand is back, that's also fine. You've got the options. Remember, we're going to do these exercises twice, so you can learn them and then challenge yourself. Okay, relax there. Our third exercise, okay, is a toe reach. So again, press up position. Reach towards your toes, back to that press up position, reach towards your toes. If you can't quite get to your toes, just reach to the floor, lifting your hips up towards the sky or the ceiling. Each time, return back to that press up position. Now, if you haven't thought about it already, if you wanted to make this exercise harder, add in a press up. That's your option. That press up could be on the knees, or it can be a full one. So you pick the intensity you want to work with. You don't have to add in a press up at all. It can literally just be that toe reach. That is the goal of the exercise. It's just whether you want to progress it. Okay, give yourself a little breather. 15 seconds left. We're going to do those 3 exercises again. First exercise is the thruster, then the kick sit, then the toe reaches. Starts in 5. Remember to jump in and look straight ahead. Let's get these back to be straight. Jump in, straighten your spine. Get used to being in that deep squat position with your spine straight. Good work. Just really adjust yourself. If you need to be a little bit higher in order to get that back to be straight, then that's absolutely fine. That's your goal. Excellent work. You might just add a glance into the window, catch a bit of a reflection. Can you see that your spine is straight? Again, those legs will work hard as well. Good, and relax there. Okay, kick sits coming up. Hands down on the floor is an option. Hand coming up off the floor just gives you a little bit more range to extend the hips through. Starting in 5, 4, 3. Let's kick sit. Pivot the foot, and then reach underneath. The hands can come off, or they can stay down on the floor. Think about sitting down so that you are parallel to the line that your hands would have been in. Good. Well, look, coming up here. Just over 15 seconds here. Then we've got the toe reaches before the cool down. So stay working hard. You should be feeling your heart rate up doing these, especially after those thrusters. Last 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's get you set up. 15 seconds recovery. Then we go into those toe reaches. I feel like my heart rate's up. Just under 160 beats per minute, so definitely working here. If you're following me with every single repetition, you're going to be up there as well. Okay, let's go with these. Toe reach. Back to that press up position. It may be going into the press up. Options are on the knees or a full press up. But it's just that toe reach that I'm looking for. Anything more is a bonus here. Keep reaching high. Hips go up, reach towards the toes, look at where the target of your toes are. We've got just over 5 seconds left to go. So we can get a couple more good repetitions in and relax there. Well done, just loosen your body out. Roll your shoulders a little bit. We'll stay down here. We're going to start with a couple of yoga movements just to help stretch out some of the muscles. So allow your breathing to come back down. First movement we're going to have a look at is called an up dog. I'm going to place my hands underneath my shoulders. I'm going to keep my knees on the floor. I'm just going to rest my hips down closer to the floor, bringing the gaze of my eyes up. Think about bringing my shoulder blades back and down. Now I've got my toes tucked under, and I'm going to push into my hands, lifting my hips up, and just start to walk my heels a little bit. Now doing this just helps give you a little bit more of a stretch in your calves. Let's bring it back to the up dog, but this time the knees are going to be off the floor. Think again about peeling the shoulder blades back and down, eyes gazing up to where the wall and the ceiling meet, or maybe look up towards the sky. And again, push into the hands, into that downward facing dog. Now this time what I'm going to do is going into lifting one leg up, and I'm going to lift that foot up as high and as far as possible. Now, if you haven't quite got to where your hand is, just readjust it. Then reach your hand up. So I've got my left foot forwards, and I've got my left hand up in the sky. Push your right heel away. You can always do the opposite side if you're already there. Don't feel like you need to change. Okay, bring that hand down, back to downward facing dog, over to the opposite side. And again, reach the arm up, push the back heel away, getting a good stretch through the hips. And again, from this position, bring your hand down. Let's do them all again. So downward facing dog. Large step, bringing your foot up to where your hand is. The foot that's just moved, it's the same side hand that goes up. Push the back heel away, so you lengthen through the back leg. And again, bring that hand down, back to downward facing dog, over to the other side. Reach your hand high, push the back heel away. And again, bring that hand down inside of the foot. Rest down onto your knees for me. Drop your heel and your hips closer. Just walk your fingertips a little further away. And just rest here for a second as you feel a little bit of traction coming all the way up through the sides of your spine. Good. Now slowly roll up through your spine. And just loosen yourself up a little bit here. Let's take you into a standing quadricep stretch. So find a point in front of you to focus on. Bring one foot into the palm of your hand. Slight bend in the standing foot. And I want you to think about this front hip opening up. So think about pushing your hip forwards a little bit. Sometimes what can also help is think about pushing your foot into the palm of your hand. And then from here, give a little shake, swap it over to the opposite side. Slight bend in the standing foot, lengthen through the spine, push the hip forwards, equally thinking about pushing the foot into the palm of your hand. You can just intensify that stretch a little bit. Okay. Good, good little shake. Reach your hands up into the sky. I'm just pushing the palms away, interlocking my fingers. We're going to take a side bend, so a little lean from one side. Back to the center, just pause for a second. And then once you've realigned, over to the opposite side. Excellent. Bring yourself back to the center. Hands come behind you. Interlock your fingers again. Lift your chin and chest up high. Get a good chest stretch here. And loosen it all up. My name's Matt. Thank you very much for joining us for this Matrix Fitness workout. We'll be back again at 5 o'clock this evening for the same workout. If you liked what you saw and you were just checking out the exercises, join us again at 5 o'clock where we'll take you through this routine again. And if not, we'll see you next week on Tuesday or next Thursday, 7:45 in the morning, 12 o'clock lunchtime, or 5 o'clock in the evening as well. Take care, everyone. See you soon. Bye-bye.